All right, boys, we are on to game 3 of the NBA Finals between the Mavs and Celtics. Last game, we cashed out pretty well, going 3-2 in our plays, and we hit some leans with the KP play. Now we're going to get rolling straight into game 3. I have 5 plays for you. I have a few leans again. All the timestamps down below. Let's hop straight into it. We're going to be starting with our wagon play, and that's Jrue Holiday to go over 10.5 RA. He's hit over this line in 6 of the last 6 games, and he's averaged 11.5 RA in those games. He's also hit this 6 of the last 8 games versus the Mavs. Not only that, but he's seeing around 40 minutes a night right now, which is exactly what we want to see. Is this Mavs team is clearly playing with a very fast pace, trying to push the ball in transition so the Celtics can't set up on defense. What this means is this leads to easy rebounds and easy assists for Jrue. As last game, he had 19 rebound chances as he was running back to get the ball on these fast breaks, which led to easy rebounds. He also had 10 potential assists last game, which gets overlooked by him only having 3 assists, but that's a conversion rate we love to see because we know there's room for growth. So with him getting 29 chances last game and he only needs to hit 11 this game, I think these are easy odds we're going to take, and I'm going to slam this bet every time. Our second bet, we're going to another wagon-ish play, and I'll get into it, but that's Jayson Tatum to go over 15.5 RA. Now, I get taking double RA on the same team sometimes is scary, but these two players are playing very different roles. JT's hit this 8 of the last 10 games, averaging 17 RA in those games, and he had a crazy night last night, converting 12 of 13 potential assists, which, again, I don't think is going to happen, but I think he still can soar over this line. He had 12 rebound chances, only grabbing 9 of them. I think that definitely goes up, as clearly he's the main rebounder on this team. So far, whenever the Mavs are chucking the ball, or when the Celtics even are, he's crashing the boards like crazy, trying to get offensive and defensive rebound. With that being said, he's had a pretty good clear path as KP tries to clear him out, as does Al Horford, which is why their rebounding lines are so low, because he's trying to give it up to Tatum, Brown, Jrue to push the floor fast. The Mavs are also forcing Tatum to take dumb shots as they keep double and even triple teaming him down in the paint, which means it leads to opportunities for offensive rebounds as well. I think Tatum's going to keep smashing this line, and he's going to easily kick out to his wide open teammates like he did last game. This should be easy money. On to our third bet, we're going back to the Mavs, and I have a pretty risky bet here as Luka Doncic is going under 9.5 assists. Now, I get what you're thinking. Luka just came off an 11 assist game. He looked dominant. He had to kick out a lot as they were trying to double sometimes. But realistically, this team isn't trying to double. They just help out on the block. What I mean by that, and I'll try to show it on the screen, is the Celtics are playing a defense to where they are facing away from Luka every single time he touches the ball, comparative to someone like Kyrie where they face toward him. What that means is they're trying to eliminate the playmaking of Luka Doncic, and he got lucky last game converting 11 of 14 potential assists, which is a very high conversion rate that I don't think will happen again. He only had 1 assist off 7 potentials the game prior as they did the same defense. I think they're going to continue to do this as it's clearly work, as trying to make Luka score every time and taking the scoring away from Kyrie has led to a little bit of confusion on this offense. I think they're going to continue with this plan as it's worked, and I think Luka is going to easily soar under 9.5, which is already a very high line on the assist mark. And before we get to our last 2 bets, make sure you're taking all these bets on Underdog Fantasy. The reason why is you'll get up to a free $250 when you use our code BDGE. Not only that, but you'll get either a Luka square or a Tatum square as soon as you sign up, so you'll get that free square to pair with one of these. So again, it is pretty much free bread when you pair one of these, get a free square, get a $250. There's no reason to not take this advantage. Make sure you're locking in the code. And getting on to our fourth play, we have Jaylen Brown to go over 21.5 points. I love this play. He's hit over this 5 of the last 6 games, and for some reason, this line just got lowered. I get he's been struggling from threes. He's only shot 33% and 20% in the first 2 games. As he's a 37% shooter over the playoffs from 3. I think that goes up. There's room for progression there. And he's averaging 24.7 points over his last 5 games. Not only that, but with Tatum's woes in the shooting, as he only shot 6 for 22 last game, obviously Jaylen Brown's going to need to keep stepping up. He's had 22 and 21 points in back-to-back games with bad 3-point attempts, with bad free throws. There's so much room for him to grow here as a scorer. I think he's going to continue to do it. The Mavs aren't throwing as many doubles as him as they are Tatum. I think Brown's going to keep taking advantage. Again, I'm really not overthinking this. He's the best player to me on the Celtics right now. I think he's going to easily keep soaring over this line. This should be an easy lock. And for our last bet, you have to grab this line fast while you can, is Kyrie over 5 assists on Underdog or 4.5 on books, because Boston is, again, like I said in the Luka take, forcing Kyrie to pass the ball as they are facing toward Kyrie on almost every possession. What this means is the wing players as well as the block players will literally face towards Kyrie every time he touches the rock to look to double, to look to triple, to look for help, because that way they're not leaving someone on a one-on-one island with Kyrie Irving, who's known as the best one-on-one player in the league damn near. So they're trying to make Kyrie into the playmaker that he's normally not, and Luka into the scorer. I mean, he is naturally a scorer, but into a scorer where he's not in the playmaking role to open up the offense to the other teammates to get them hot. So with that being said, he had 6 assists last game on 14 potentials. I think we're going to see similar numbers like that throughout the rest of the series, however many games it goes. And I'm going to keep betting this Kyrie line as it's only going to creep up over the next few days, as I expect this line to finish around the 5.5, 6 mark. So if we can get it here at 4.5, it feels like an absolute steal. I'm going to slam this bet. Now, as we're wrapping up this video, again, we kept it short, and make sure you're going to the timestamps to wherever you want to be. We're getting into the leans now, and the leans are going to be Tatum under 2.5 3-pointers made. He's hit under this line last game, and he got over the first game after making 2 contested shots, which I don't think he's going to continue to do, as he didn't last game. He's just been really off, 6 for 22. He shot under this line in almost every game so far in the playoffs. He's shooting 29% or less so far in this playoffs from 3, as so far he's not really proven to us that he's a 3-point shooter at all. I'm going to keep slamming this under as a lean. I don't think I'm going to do it as a full play this time, but again, if you want to place another bet or you feel good about this one, I feel good about it. Or I'm also leading Tatum over 5.5 assists. We already talked about his RA. I think the rebounds might be a little bit sketchy, which is why I'm leaning a little bit more to the assist, as the Mavs are looking to double him every single time he drives. And even sometimes off the wing, they'll pull off and try to double him there. So again, they're making him into that playmaker role, which again led to a lot of easy open looks last time. And this Boston team is just so good at knocking down shots. Whenever he has a lot of potentials, you kind of got to take advantage and take a lot of assists. So it's a play I'm definitely leaning towards, not just a full play though. And our last lane is going to be Derrick White over 14.5 points. Now again, I liked his PRA last game and it smashed. The reason I'm weary is he didn't have a lot of potential assists. He wasn't seeing the ball that much. He had a good rebounding game, 9 rebound chances obviously, but I don't see that happening every night. He's had 9 and 8. He's around that mark, floats between 7 and 9 back and forth. Now he's in an away game where he's not touching the ball as much. The assists, the RA in general is just not as much there, but I do like his points. He's seeing a lot of field goal attempts. He saw 15 last game. I think those are going to keep staying around that mark, so I think he can smash this points mark. I just don't have enough evidence yet for me to make it a full play, but again, I like it as a lean if you want another bet to take. Now, I just gave you 8 bets and kind of 9 bets to take for tonight, so make sure you're locking in these plays, letting me know which ones you're taking, which ones you might be fading, which plays you like that I don't have on here. And when you sign up on Underdog, use code BDGE, get a free $250, get a free square, lock in some bets. We made money last game. Let's do it again for game 3. These should be easy money plays with the guts stamp right on it. Lock it.